Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. My name is Adrielle, and I am currently narrating a story of my life dating back from January 2016. In the previous episode, I spoke about the month of October 2019, and I am still in the month of October 2019. So, here it goes. In the last episode, I talked about how I made it to the next round for London's sales rotational program. Excited, can't wait. But around this time in October, I remember just telling myself, man, if I get this job at London, um, I won't start working until January. Let me apply to jobs, you know, mainly tutoring jobs. I was getting denied. I said, you know what, let me look into other part time roles. And I was still getting denied. I was like, you know what, I'm going to just leave it alone. Because at this point, I just believe that God doesn't even want me to work until I get to London. That's what was on my mind at the time. So London's on my mind. Other things that were on my mind was this need to fast. And the main purpose of me fasting around this time was because I just feel like it had been a while since I've done it. And yeah, I just feel like it took a while for me to actually fast. I think the last time I fasted probably was like July or something like that. So I was like, you know what, let me fast. And also too, I kind of wanted answers as far as where God was taking me with my faith. I remember just thinking to myself that, okay, yes, God is bringing me from legalism to grace, but I feel like there was still some residue of me not being sure or secure in my faith, me still believing that other people know God more than me. I need to be like them. And luckily for me at this time, I was reading the book of John. So a lot of the stuff I was reading was in red. And when words are in red in the Bible, you know that's Jesus. So I just like, man, I want to know what Jesus is saying. I don't care what anyone else is saying on YouTube. I don't care what type of decree or doctrine they are preaching. I want to know what Jesus is saying. So I went on a 1 week fast. No entertainment, no music. Um, what else again? Yeah, no entertainment, no music, no social media. Um, I only use the internet if I had to. But that was my fast because I didn't want any outside influences. I just want to be influenced by Jesus. So as I'm going through this fast, I felt more at peace with myself. I just felt like things were more quiet. There wasn't like no noise or voices just, trying to come with a different type of influence. So I felt more at peace. Also, um, because I know that I had the hiring event coming up in December, I said it's time for me to go apartment hunting. So I did utilize the internet when it came to apartment hunting. And I was like, man, I don't know where I'm going to live in Vinings. Um, Looking for apartments, it seemed good. I'm looking at the reviews. It's just so I came across one particular one, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna settle for it because I don't want December to come or January to come, and I don't know where I'm staying. So I settled for one in my mind, but then I was doing the math and I was like, yeah, no, I can't live here because at the end of the day, I'm going to be paying like 1,500 for a 1 bedroom apartment. I was like, yeah, no. So that was what I was just going through that week, fasting, fasting. During my fast, I get a call from a friend, LA friend. She calls me and she says, Adrielle, like, I would like for you to come to LA. I had never been to LA before, never been to Cali. And I'm like, yo, that's a good idea. I should because January, once I start working, I'm not going to have time to do stuff. So I told her, hey, maybe we can do it during spring break. And she's like, no, I would really like for you to come now and everything. I was like, you know what? Yeah, let me go around this time. So I said, you know what? November. November, I will look for flights. I'll look for flights and book a flight to LA in the month of November. So at the end of the fast, I decided to go to a Christian poetry show in Atlanta. Go to the poetry show. I had an amazing time. It was great. It was just great. So I'm back home. It's like after 10 o'clock. And I'm still thinking about this apartment thing. I need to secure an apartment in the Vinings area. I don't want to do anything last minute. I was supposed to move out of my apartment January 13 at that time. So I just want to get everything prepared. I just want to get London prepared. So I remember just like, man, I don't know where I'm going to live in Vinings. I am going on apartments.com, just like looking for apartments. And I remember just thinking to myself, yo, check Mercury apartment again. Because that was like one of the first apartments I checked back in August that I was kind of sold on, but the reviews really threw me off. So I decided, okay, I am going to go to mercuryapartments.com and look at their pictures. I'm looking at their pictures. And now, mind you, backstory. When I checked the Mercury Apartments website back in August, I looked at their pictures too. But this time, October 20th, when I went on their website and I was looking at their pictures, I remember just saying to myself, why do I feel like I've seen this apartment before, like somewhere else? I'm looking at the pictures of the living room. I'm looking at the pictures of the kitchen. I'm looking at the pictures of the no, not the bedroom, but the balcony. I'm just looking at the surroundings of the picture and I'm like, yo, I've seen this scenery before. Somewhere else than the website. So I'm thinking like, where did I see it? Thinking really strong on Mercury, I just started having thoughts of me checking Brandon. Now, here's the thing. I always had thoughts about checking him. And I just didn't want to check him at this point. And I wasn't, during that fast, I wasn't checking on him. And even before the fast, I was like, yeah, I'm not checking on him. But the feelings were strong to check on him. And I decided that, you know what, I'm not going to check on him, but I will check on Nami because I kind of felt like it was the same thing. A lot of times Nami will take pictures with Brandon and post it on his IG page. So it's kind of like I'm looking at Brandon even though I'm not on his page. So I decided to go to Nami's page just to see what was going on, right? I go on his page and I see the picture of Brandon, Nami, and Brandon's best friend from back in August 2019. I see the picture, and in the picture, they are in the kitchen. I'm looking at the kitchen and I'm like, mm, this kitchen looks like the kitchen that I saw on Mercury. So I go back to Mercury's website. I look at their kitchen. Y'all, the setup and the scenery was the same. So I'm telling myself, oh my goodness, Brandon's best friend lives in Mercury. And I'm like, wait, is that how I'm going to meet Brandon? Am I going to meet Brandon at Mercury apartment? Ah. I was like, whoa, never in a million years did I think that I would live in the same apartment as Brandon's friend, best friend, or anyone Brandon knew. So I was like, okay, so I guess Mercury apartment is my choice. So that's when I decided, okay, I'm Mercury's it. Mercury's it. And plus the price was affordable too. So yeah. And with that, I am going to end the episode here. Next episode, I am going to talk about the rest of the stuff that happened to me in the month of October. And yeah, so see you next time.